Toronto Regionals. Our tournament is now finished. Man, it was a great show, and we have just a little bit more discussion for you guys, and then we are going to wrap up the stream. The last thing that I would like to talk about today, or all of us would like to talk about, is the top 8 for the Masters division.
Yeah, for sure. We had an incredibly interesting top 8. We had almost we had some consistency, but oh my god, there was a lot of very interesting stuff. We saw Zerkatries, we saw Hariyamas, we saw Nihiligos, we saw Gyarados, we saw Machamp, we saw Snorlax, we saw a couple of Porygon 2s, like Pelipper, Golduck from David Mancuso. We saw a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. My favorite team that I would like to say was a top 8 competitor named by Trista. Miss Trista is the only one who had made the cut at 5-2, and I know how much that she wanted it because we had the interview, so I'm very happy for you. You deserve it, and congratulations, Trista. Now, the reason why I like Trista's team so much is we had seen Whimsicott. However, usually Whimsicott is always a support Pokemon. Hers went a little bit hyper-offensive. It had Life Orb, and it also had Hidden Power Fire. That is a very interesting choice. We do know that because she had Hidden Power Fired into a Kartana, and she had said that on our interview, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I won't give away her Garchomp set, man. She was like, you better not ever do that. So another thing about Trista's team that I liked so much was the Vanillix. And when we were talking about Ninetales, I know you particularly really agree with Vanillix. She had said the reason why she chose it over Ninetales is that she wanted a Choice Scarf Pokemon that was faster than Ninetales, and she wanted more damage than Ninetales. So to get the chip needed to where her Tapu Koko can finish off the matches.
Well, you know what? I have to agree with the Vanillix. Or at least I thought I agreed with the Vanillix up until 20 minutes ago, an hour ago, when we saw Martin take regionals using a Ninetales. People have been saying Ninetales isn't good, it doesn't have the damage output. But this is a guy who did it. He won a regional with Ninetales. A regional was won with Ninetales, and that's huge, right? People have been debating whether or not Ninetales is good for a really long time now. And I think Martin really showed, especially in his first match with Joshua Lorsi, he really showed just how much pressure he could put on by having that Ninetales, preventing Josh's Garchomp from really doing anything, back to Martin's incredibly threatening Tapu Koko and Garchomp and Snorlax combo, right?
Absolutely. So when I had the interview with Josh had mentioned that his team in particular does have a difficult time with Garchomp. He was able to play around that because of how good of a player he is. However, when you know, the collision of two giants going at it, like, Martin and Josh, Martin had his number. Like you said, the Ninetales covered Josh's Garchomp option, which strangely enough, his Garchomp was really the best thing to take out Martin's Garchomp.
Yeah, exactly. He had the Tapu Fini too, but when playing around the other Tapu Koko, there were a lot of options Martin had to deal with Josh's options for dealing with that Garchomp. On the topic of that, I really love Josh's team. We got to see Zerkatry. I love Zerkatry. I love this Pokemon. I think it's a little bit ridiculous. It's goofy looking, right? And the Hariyama. We saw Hariyama outside of Trick Room. I think that all of Josh's choices when building this team were incredibly good. Both Josh and Ian had both said, a lot of people just aren't prepared for Zerkatry. And so I think it's really interesting to see a regional where 2 Zerkatry cut, and both were running this really good Tail Glow set. So I'm really happy to see both those teams, especially Josh's. I think that was the highlight for me.
Absolutely, man. You know, what a wonderful show that this was. You know, I'm just glad to be here and to be a part of it. I think that Toronto were a wonderful host. I think everyone here worked as hard as they possibly could, and I really hope you enjoyed the show at home, and I really hope that the players that played in the event really got to enjoy themselves. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about the top 8?
I want to talk about, you said that Toronto was a great host. I hope we hosted you well. I hope we hosted these players well. I hope all of you guys can come to Toronto. As a final sign-off, if you guys do come to Toronto, I want you all to go to the St. Lawrence Market and get a pea meal bacon sandwich. I don't know if any of you guys out there, Matt, I don't know if you know what pea meal bacon is. A lot of Americans don't know.
No idea.
You guys all know about Canadian bacon, right?
Of course.
Canadian bacon, no one in Canada calls it Canadian bacon, all right? We call it pea meal bacon. It's rolled in cornmeal. It's delicious. It's absolutely incredible. You can get it in a sandwich form. It's a specialty of Toronto. I highly suggest it. I mean, if you get a chance,
Absolutely.
come to Toronto. I love all you guys.
Yes.
I've been so happy doing this.
Hey, man, you really did wonderful. I wouldn't want
you, man.
anyone else next to me, man. So thank you for helping put on this wonderful show. And anyone that's still left in the chat that is watching, let me see them bleed purple hearts. Not only for Twitch, not only for Kemony, but for everyone that helped put this show together. It really was a wonderful time, and I had a blast. I thank you so much, Toronto, for everything. And I'll let you have the final words to take us out of here.
We need to give a shout out to Skyfox Games for sponsoring the event. We need to give a shout out to the Pokemon Company for letting us host regionals. We need to give a shout out to Kemony for hosting the stream. We need to give a shout out to all the players here who did so hard, who worked so hard, played so well this weekend. We have to give a shout out to Twitch chat because you guys were here, you guys were watching us.
Twitch chat is nice, baby. Keep it up.
I gotta give a shout out to Matt. I gotta give a shout out to Sean. I gotta give a shout out to my parents. I gotta give a shout out to Lorsey because he stayed with me, and I gotta give a massive shout out to Canada, Martin, and all of Ontario. I'm so proud of you guys. It's just amazing. We hope to see you guys next year. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.